In the middle of Europe is Hungary, a country whose story starts not with old castles but far away on the grassy plains of the east. The Magyars, who were skilled horse riders and moved from place to place, traveled west with the famous Arpad. They brought their groups together to find a new home. Their journey was huge. They crossed rivers and mountains, pushed by the idea of settling down for good. In 895, they arrived in the Carpathian Basin, a natural fort with rich plains and rivers. This Honfoglalas, which means taking over the homeland, was when Hungary began. The Magyars, who used to be feared raiders, now had to build a country. They changed, settling the land and starting to form a new way of life. They were changing from people who moved around to people who built nations. The Carpathian Basin became their forever home, the heart from which Hungary would grow. Their story was just beginning, a people caught between old ways and a new future in Europe. The next part of their story would see them create a kingdom and face tough times with their faith, attacks, and just trying to survive. Hungary's journey had only just started. At the start of the first 1,000 years, Stephen, who was a descendant of Arpad, saw Hungary's future in Europe, not on the plains. He became a Christian, got the Pope's blessing and a crown, becoming Saint Stephen, Hungary's first king. Under his rule, Hungary changed a lot. Laws were written, churches were built, and the Magyars settled into towns and cities. But Hungary's new kingdom soon faced danger. In 1241, Mongol invaders destroyed the land, making King Bela IV run away. The country almost disappeared, but the Magyars rebuilt, learning from the disaster. Castles went up all over the land, making Hungary strong against future threats. Bela IV, who was called the second founder, led an amazing recovery. Hungary's ability to bounce back became famous. A kingdom built by faith, tested by fire, and determined to last. The Holy Crown became a sign of survival and being in charge of their own country. Hungary's place in Europe was safe, but new problems were coming. The fight for freedom and who they were was far from over. The next few centuries would bring even bigger challenges. As Hungary grew strong, the Ottoman Empire moved in from the south, threatening all of Europe. In 1526, the Battle of Mohacs completely broke Hungary. Its king was killed, and its unity was lost. The country was split. Central Hungary was ruled by the Ottomans, the west by the Habsburgs, and Transylvania tried to stay independent. Life under foreign rule was hard. The land suffered, and the people went through a lot. By the late 1600s, the Ottomans were kicked out, but Hungary became part of the Habsburg Empire. The dream of being independent faded as Vienna ruled from far away. Hungarians fought back, trying to keep their language and culture safe from being forced to change. Rebellions and uprisings happened over the centuries, pushed by a strong desire for freedom. The Habsburgs brought stability and grand buildings, but the Hungarian spirit remained restless. The country's identity survived, even though it wasn't in charge of itself. Hungary's struggle was now a fight to keep its spirit alive under the rule of an empire. The hope for self-rule lasted, waiting for its chance. In 1848, a revolution swept through Hungary as poets and brave people demanded freedom from Habsburg rule. Led by Lajos Kossuth, Hungarians fought bravely, forming their own government and army. For a short time, it seemed like they would be independent. But the combined power of Austria and Russia crushed the revolution in 1849. What followed was sad. People were executed, sent away, and the country was under military rule. Still, the dream of 1848 inspired people in the future. In 1867, a deal created Austria-Hungary, giving Hungary self-rule and starting a great time. Budapest grew beautifully, as grand as Vienna in culture and looks. But this good time was shaky, tied to an empire that was falling apart. World War I brought destruction. The empire fell, and Hungary lost 2/3 of its land in the Treaty of Trianon. The pain of Trianon stayed with the country, shaping its politics and who it was. Hungary's fight for stability and self-rule continued into modern times. The wounds of loss would not heal quickly. After World War II, Hungary came under Soviet control, suffering decades of communist rule. In 1956, a student uprising in Budapest briefly challenged Soviet power, but it was cruelly put down. Thousands died or ran away, but the revolution became a symbol of Hungary's strong spirit that couldn't be broken. The memory of 1956 fueled the hope for freedom. In 1989, as communism fell apart, Hungary peacefully changed to a democracy. Borders opened, elections were held, and a new republic was born. Hungary joined NATO and the European Union, starting a new time. Budapest grew strong again, a lively European capital. The journey from the plains to a modern country was long and hard-fought. Through centuries of being conquered, divided, and oppressed, Hungary lasted. Its ability to bounce back is still a testament to the strength of its people.